Moi, mä oon Fatima ja tämä on Lumesta aurinkoon podcast. Tervetuloa taas Lumesta aurinkoon podcastiin. Meidän tämänkertainen jakso ei ole varsinaisesti podcast, vaan meillä on haastateltavana Luminyan kuljetuspäällikkö Samet. Hoş geldin.
Hoş bulduk.
Nasılsın Samet bugün?
İyiyim. Sağ ol. Sen nasılsın?
Ben de iyiyim. Biraz sıcak oldu değil mi?
Bugün inanılmaz bir sıcaklık var. 37,5 dereceli. Ben biraz önce dışarıdaydım. Yani daha yeni başlıyor bir de.
Aynen. Çünkü bence bu Mayıs ayı biraz soğuktu. O normal mi?
Yani bazen böyle gecikiyor sıcaklar ama geldiği zaman da birden geliyor, sizi bunaltıyor.
Anladım. Evet, gerçekten öyle oldu.
Daha bunun Temmuz'u var, Ağustos'u var. Bu daha başlangıç.
Yani onu görmeyeceğim. Şimdi we will speak English for our customers because they won't understand Turkish, I think.
Okay.
Could you first a little bit tell about yourself? Who is Samet?
Who is Samet? Well, I was born in Istanbul. I'm 40 years old now, and since I was 6, I live in Alanya. So I can say I'm from Alanya, but I was born in Istanbul. After high school, I had to start working, and I started working in a travel agency. For the first time, I started to work in a travel agency. Back then, it was one of the first travel agencies in Alanya. Afterwards, I always worked in travel agencies. Only one time I changed my career. For 1 year, I was an accountant in a hotel.
Okay.
Because that time we had some problems with some countries as a country. And that's why the tourism went down. And that's why I looked for a new job. And I worked for 1 year as accountant. And I said, that's enough. I go back to travel agencies. And since then, I'm working for Luminya.
Okay.
Since 2016.
Okay, so it's like 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
Okay. And what do you do when you don't work? Because you're working quite a lot, but do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I have hobbies. I'm a professional chess player, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I have maybe 10 medals at home. I also, before when I had more time, I used to participate in tournaments in Alanya, in Antalya. I have good ratings there also, so I'm a professional chess player. Besides, I'm also making websites. I'm a web developer, websites and some applications. So I have hobbies, and when I have time, I enjoy those.
Okay, but you don't do any more of these chess tournaments?
When I have time. For example, there are sometimes online tournaments also, especially during COVID. We couldn't go out, and they organize all these tournaments at home. So I was playing at home, and during that time, so we don't have to go anywhere, I got 7 or 6 medals.
Oh, that's good. Could you a little bit tell about your work in Luminya? What are your duties? What are you doing here?
Well, I get lists every day, a list of transfers for next day. When I get that list, first I check how many departures, how many arrivals we have, how many cars I will need. I have cars in reserve, so I call these drivers and tell them tomorrow this transfer, tomorrow. So first, initially, I talk to them on the phone, then I send them a list. But before I send them the list, I have to check all the pickup times, because when I get the list, the pickup times are not correct, because some hotel is in the east, some hotel is in the west. So I have to put them in order. Then give pickup times, then send message to the customers for their new pickup times. After all these reservations are ready for pickup times, I also check the flight numbers, because sometimes customers are giving wrong flight numbers. And also some customers also forget that, for example, your flight is at 11 p.m., but your flight lands 2 a.m. next day. But if you give me the date of your departure, then there's a problem, because you will arrive next day as the date changes. So this kind of things also I check. Before I send the list to the drivers, I need to be careful. And one mistake may ruin up everything. So when everything is ready, I send the list to the drivers, and most of our customers living in private buildings. It's not hotel. So most of the addresses are unknown for the drivers. And I find all these addresses on the map, I check locations, and I send them to drivers. After that, I just follow up I put alarms. If it's especially middle of the night, I have to be sure the driver wakes up on time and he doesn't miss the transfer. And this thing, when customers don't show up, I call the customers, hey, your car is here, are you coming? And if car is late because of traffic, I call the customers and say that, yeah, your car is gonna be late. So basically, this is what I do. This is only transfer side, but there is also trips. It's another story.
Yeah. So, but it sounds like you're working 24/7. Do you have a day off?
Especially summertime, yes.
Yeah.
You can say that it's a balanced work because in summertime, yes, I'm too busy day and night, weekend or weekday doesn't matter. But on winter time, it's so low, so it's balancing.
Yeah. Okay. So in the winter time, you have more free time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're the one, like when there's a problem, the customers can always call you.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. My phone. Yeah, they have my phone. If they can call 724.
Yeah. Good. We are now at the Luminya office, and how is it open? It's usually at the office times, like during the week.
From 9 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Weekdays. Saturdays we work half, like until 2 p.m. So half day we work on Saturdays, and Sundays we are.
But the customers are not usually coming here, right? No. And anyway, your phone is always open, so even when the office is closed, they can reach you.
They are booking their transfers online, so they don't have to come.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what is the difficult part of your job? Like, what are the challenges?
Waking up in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. in the morning, and some customers calling, where is my car? And then it turns out either, driver fall asleep or the customer gave us wrong location. It can be both sides. It can be our mistake, it can be customer's mistake, or driver calls me. It's again in the middle of the night and driver calling, okay, one customer didn't show up because the customer lost the baggage, lost their bags, and they have to fill some forms at the airport, and other customers are waiting. I have to make a good decision because I don't want other customers to wait in the car for them, but I don't want them also to lose their transfer. So it's a challenging, especially if something happens in the middle of the night, it's challenging. Daytime, it doesn't matter. I have superpowers to fix everything daytime, but nighttime, it's hard.
Yeah. I have to ask one thing, because the pickup times you're giving to the customers, they're very precise, and usually they're always on time. How do you manage that?
Well, if you do this since you are 17, you have some experience. I know all the locations in Alanya, and I can calculate. For example, there's Hotel A and Hotel B. If the transfer is in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I know the car can reach in 5 minutes. But if it's 6 p.m., the rush time, then you can't give 5 minutes. You have to give 10 minutes. I use Google Maps. That's my right hand.
Yeah.
I put, let's say there's one transfer with 4 pickup points. I put all these pickup points on the map, and I see where they are. And I can calculate from memory that, okay, this is 5 minutes, this is 10 minutes, and 5 minutes more. And not, of course, precisely, but 1 or 2 minutes late or early the drivers are. This comes from experience, actually.
Yeah, for sure. You have to know Alanya very well.
Not only Alanya, also Mahmutlar, Kargıcak, Konaklı, Alsallar, even Antalya you should know.
Now we are in Turkey. You're Turkish, but you're working with Finnish customers, and you have also Finnish colleagues, like Susanna is working at the office. How is it to work with Finnish people?
I have a saying that Finnish people live like they are reading the life from the book. Is it clear what I'm trying to say?
You mean like really following the rules?
Yeah, you are following all the rules because we are a Mediterranean country, like Italy, Greece, or Turkey. We are a little bit relaxed people. We don't, we don't make panic. Everything's gonna be okay. If there's time, everything's gonna be. We don't hurry. But Finnish people, it has to be exactly how it's written in the book. So you can't get out of the book. You can't make some decisions out of the book. That's what I like, and that's what not Turkish way. So I feel like that.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same. Like I'm half Finnish, half Turkish, but in this way, I'm more Turkish because I also like that you can improvise and always doesn't have to be like it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the drivers.
All right.
Because you have a lot of drivers, I think.
I have 35 drivers working with.
And how do you choose them? Like, how did you find all the drivers?
Mostly recommendation. Because if you have a good driver, if you have really good driver, the person he recommends is usually good. That's what I experienced. If a bad driver offers you another person, 100% it's gonna be a problem. That's why I choose the good one. When I understood that I have the good ones, because I can understand that from the feedbacks. Our customers also writing feedback, they're sharing their opinion. Then I understand, yes, this driver is doing good. Then I ask that driver, do you have any good friends who is doing the same job as you do? And they recommend me. And therefore I have so many really good drivers with this connection.
Yeah, but how is it like when a Turkish driver comes to work with Finnish customers? Because Turkish drivers can be quite crazy out there. And Finnish people, they want to have somebody who drives by the book. And not too fast. Like, you have kind of a training or something, orientation or...
Of course, before season starts, I invite all the drivers to our office. My boss made a good book for them, a Finnish book. So we teach them actually. Even if they know how to drive, it doesn't matter because Finnish market or Finnish people, think different. In Turkey, okay, we wear seat belts. We don't pass from red light, but when it's, for example, yellow, we pass. Yeah. So we teach the drivers how it should be. You can't act like you're acting for your private drive. So we teach them, we tell them what to do, what not to do, because they are not only, they have been doing this driving business for many years and they work for other companies also. And every company has different way of thinking, different style. That's why we tell them, okay, this is our customers, this is how we welcome them, this is what you do in the car, and this is what you don't do in the car. Because, the expectations are different. Trust me, some European countries or some other countries, they have different expectations. Some people want car to go fast, but Finnish people never want car go fast. Even they watch, they take care of this signs, which shows, for example, you have to go now 60. In Turkey, we don't care much about that 60. We go straight the same speed. But Finnish people is taking care of it.
Yeah. And is there something like what is really that they should not do when they are with Finnish drivers, like Finnish customers, like something?
Fair. Not only for Finnish drivers, but for all the customers. Of course, they can't smoke in the car. They can't even smoke before they get into the car because you can smell it. Yeah. We don't stop because many travel agencies, they stopped at the markets, because they get a commission. So we don't stop. Because it's VIP, even if it's carpool, unless customers ask specially, we don't stop, we just go there, we tell them how to do that. Give them the water, the internet, and the price of all the drinks, and etc. And welcome customers with a smile, because it's important, first impression. If you see a driver who has now this face, of course, you don't like that trip. And if you're going to Antalya 2 hours, imagine you are going with that driver. So smile and wave like that movie. So, and don't talk on the phone, because in Turkey, maybe you realize we talk on the phone when we drive. Never ever. Because most of the accidents happening that you are focusing on your phone. This is so serious thing. Yeah, this kind of things.
Yeah, okay. And how is the skill of English? Like how many drivers can speak English? Can they all speak, or can they at least understand a little bit? Or
well, some of them speak very fluent English, pretty good. But some of them, of course, basic English. Most of the drivers in Alanya, of course, they don't speak very well English. Some speaks Russian, some speaks German. Because many years ago, especially when I was a child, the major language in Alanya was German. And during that time, many people learned German, not English. And you can see some old people, they can speak German, but they can't speak English.
Yeah. And is it that most of them, they have learned it through the job, like they haven't been learning that in the school?
No, yeah.
That's why it's a little bit broken
learn
English.
By speaking.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a lot of differences in the characters of the drivers?
Yeah. It's so many different characters. Some of them are so kind person. Some of them are kind, but they fail to show it. I have one driver. He's a so nice person, but he's not a smiling person. He's interior. What do you call it, interior?
Like introvert.
Introvert person. So he doesn't show his feelings, or he doesn't show how he feels. That's why you can think, oh, this man is not, he's not a nice person, but he's not. So some of them making jokes to the customers, taking photo together, but some of them are professional. They just drive, they look straight. Actually, in the past years, I have a license. A few years ago, I was also driving. I'm smiley, but when I'm in the car, when I'm driving, I want to focus the road, no talk, no question, nothing. I just focus the road, and the car has this, limiter. When you put a limit, it goes straight. And if it's 60, I put 60, and car goes 60. It's boring, but that's how I do. So everyone has different styles.
Yeah. Okay. One more question actually. What if there is let's say there is a transfer and the flight is 4 hours late? What do you do? Like how many things you have?
Arrival or departure? This different story.
Okay, tell both. What's the difference then?
If departure is late, usually airlines still want customers to come on time. It doesn't matter if the flight will go, because they want to do the check-in immediately. Then we don't need to do anything. But sometimes they send message to customers that it will be late, so you can come later. Then I inform all the drivers and all the customers that flight's gonna be late, and this is now pick-up times for you. On the arrival, if the flight is late, there is nothing to do. Drivers follow the flights. We give them the flight number, so they check from flight radar or airport. They follow the flight. If it's late, of course, they wait at the airport for the customers. It doesn't matter how many hours. Not if it's not 1 day after, but if it's 4 hours, the driver's waiting there.
Yeah, but what if they have another transfer to do? Then you have to find a substitute driver.
I have substitute drivers, but they usually schedule they don't put a transfer in between 3 hours. So they empty that part. So because anything can happen, especially arrivals, mostly they delay. That's why. But still, I have so many options in Alanya and in Antalya also. Some drivers are located in Antalya. It's also good. So anytime I need car there, so no car has to go from here. I can easily find car there. So 6 years or 8 years it's been, I never had any problem. Oh, I couldn't find a car. I never said that.
So you spend a lot of time on phone?
Yeah.
Okay, final question. This has nothing to do with Luminya. This is a question I ask all my guests on the podcast. What is your favorite Turkish food?
My favorite Turkish food? There are so many. Actually, the most favorite one is karnıyarık. Yeah.
Susanna said the same.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the eggplant.
Eggplant, and you put meat and some mixture inside. With rice, it's the best combination. You tried it?
Yes.
It's not good for everyone because...
No, I don't like it. I like eggplant a lot, but this one is not my favorite. I mean, it's still good. Okay, thank you very much, Samet. Çok teşekkür ederim.
It was my pleasure. Rica ederim.
Toivottavasti saitte nyt vähän uutta tietoa meidän kuljetuspäälliköstämme Sametista. Ja seuraavassa jaksossa meillä on taas sitten uusi vieras. Moikka!
Bye bye.